What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the right side of the map in the red color, playing as Loki. His name is Rapl. His opponent today in the blue color, playing as Oranos. His name is Kvoth. This is game number 4 of this best of 5 series for the first round of the competitive Mega Random 2022 $1,000 prize pool tournament. My golly gosh. We've already seen like a whole bunch of incredibly close first round matches. It just goes to show you how close the level is at the top, that you can have essentially a best of 5 where the game goes to 5 nearly every single one of the matches. We haven't seen a single 3-0 yet in this main bracket portion here. So we'll see how things are going to go. I'm excited to see Rapl's Loki here, but right now he is scouting around the map and he's going to be a little bit disappointed thus far not having found a second hunt. There is a spawn here where you only get 1,000 food total. The minimum amount of food that can spawn on a map is 1,000, and that might be the map that we're getting here, as we do have one pretty interesting spawn here. It's Frozen Wastes-esque here, with the outside of the map being unbuildable or not being able to be built on. We do see the Aurochs there though for Rapl, so I'll be happy about that, but a little bit disappointed at the same time. If you've only got one location to hunt, things can be a little bit challenging for you. So you do see an Oracle here does get spotted. Rapl will have to drop his house down, so he's coming back home to drop that one. Definitely wants to keep that nice and safe. And we'll see how it's all going to go. So if we take a quick look at this map, actually, you can see that there's a whole bunch of goat all around this edge here. We've got the Aurochs over here, and this is definitely one of the more lower hunt spawns, but you've still got yourself 400, 800, 1,200, 1,600 food over here. It's not perfect for the Loki, but he's going to have to make do with it. So you do see a temple getting dropped on this gold mine, like right next to it. Bit of a strange one, but part of me likes this here. So we'll see how it's going to go as we now seeing Kvoth getting his own carry boost. So the big thing here in the Loki versus Oranos matchup. So we'll talk about it from the Loki perspective, and then we'll talk about it from the Oranos perspective. So Loki here does not want to fight the Oranos straight up. So any way in which the Loki can get around, maneuver around with his Herser and attack different locations, he's going to be happy with. We see Forseti coming in. So that's the idea. You want to hit a strong flaming weapons timing on the home base of your opponent, of the Oranos, and you want to get a huge amount of myth units to push through and kill them. The Oranos player, on the other hand, well, it's pretty simple. You want to force fights. And the best way to force fights is to find where your opponent's hunt is and then kill that hunt as fast as you possibly can. So that's the idea here for both players, and beyond that, to actually find an advantage here from both players. Some small things you can do to get said advantages to upgrade things like Copper Mail. Get your if you're Oranos, you want to be getting yourself the line upgrades as fast as you can. So if you're in the classical age fighting the Loki, you want to have medium upgrades. If the Loki is in the heroic age, you want to have heavy upgrades before you fight those Herser. And if your Loki opponent is in the mythic age, you want to have champion upgrades before you fight your opponent here. So we'll be seeing this Ulfsark moving up to the top side of the map, noticing the citizen coming up here to eat this Auroch. I would assume that's why he's up here, but he's looking for something, as we do see these villagers now over on this location. I'm not sure if Kvoth has spotted this hunt, but the thing is, Kvoth knows that he's got Aurochs up here, so he knows that his opponent should have Aurochs somewhere as well. And we'll see how it all goes. We've got the Titans treasure over here, minus 25% secrets of the Titans. The top side of the map here, we do have the nose of the Sphinx, an extra 15% building hit points here. As the Herser going to be moving out across the map, we do see some Promethean offspring here. And we'll see how it's all going to be shaping up as, well, what's Kvoth doing? Getting out the Terma, getting out the Murmillo. It's fairly standard here for Oranos to get a handful of Terma out and then switch into Murmillo if you've got the food. If you don't, you just keep going Terma. Because if you don't have food, it means your opponent doesn't have food, so that shouldn't be too bad. We will see that the Prometheans have spotted this hunt here. So the big question is going to be, will Rapl be smart enough to be abandoning this location, or will he attempt to fight this one? So we have already seen, I wouldn't say it wasn't a very popular game, but a game that we did see was Jokudem against Shadowfax. Shadowfax being an incredibly strong player, Jokudem being more like a 1700, 1750 type player with his Oranos, but Jokudem taking a very, very good fight against Shadowfax and getting a very easy win in a very similar situation to which Rapl's in right now. So Rapl going to have to look for the distractions, try and force Kvoth to go elsewhere, but Kvoth is now moving across the map, going to be looking for something to raid. You can see the food, the gold over here getting raided, as we do have a cheeky wall getting dropped down for Rapl. That's a smart wall there, just give him a little bit of extra time if his opponent's going to be pushing through here. Or an escape route as another option, as we will be seeing the Hursa pushing in here. You do have to micro these if you're Rapl, but he's not paying attention here. We'll pull that Hursa back in time, though. So he keeps that one alive, 29 HP as the Dwarves getting pushed back from this location, as now the Hursa are going to be wandering over here. But while this is happening, Kvoth got the multiple raids coming through, going to be looking to try and hit these chicken over here. Or actually, no, going straight after those Aurochs, but leaving the troll back here as the Hursa are all retreating back home. The Dwarves coming back onto this location here as the Hursa are going to be attacking over here. But now now we do have the units coming in over here. We've got the troll already in this spot, but Rapl's going to be losing a handful of units, and we do see a hero Terma getting trained right now as we see the Hursa continuing to dodge around. Rapl not paying attention, losing one villager, about to lose a second one here. He's not losing... Oh, big shockwave happening. Maybe going to lose a third villager as well. He should lose that one, to be honest. He's going to be retreating back, but some Hursa coming over here to put a stop to this potential villager loss, as those villagers all going to come back up onto the chickens here. Population still very, very close here, but this is not something that's very good for Rapl in the early stages of the game right now, as he's going to attempt to pick off these units. But how many goats in the main base? Just a handful. Both players not scouting out the edge of the map right now, just deciding that there's nothing there. There's definitely something there. As now Rapl, he hasn't lost the game from that early fight, but definitely at a slight disadvantage, I would say. As we see an armory getting dropped now, as it's really, really important, as important for Loki to get to the heroic cage before he runs out of gold, as it is important for the it is for the Odin or Thor players in this matchup to get to the heroic age. So we see these Murmillo going to be getting pulled back home. We see a mana getting dropped now for Kvoth, as Rapl going to be searching elsewhere. We see the engagement coming in as the units targeting down that Valkyrie very, very soon. Imagine Forest Fire here. Doesn't have Forest Fire. He's Loki, but could have been good. And now Kvoth has to pull back. This is a good fight now for Rapl. This is one of those fights which you don't tend to get against Oranos. This is a small force of units that you can catch out with an exceptional force of Hursa. As Rapl now moving forward, going to attempt to kill this Murmillo over here. So we're still seeing more units getting produced? No. Rapl definitely looking to get to the next stage. I love this watchtower coming through here for Rapl as well, as we do see these Hursa going to be coming in, just going to be juking a little bit. We will see the Valkyrie going down here, unfortunately, as we see the villagers trying to garrison. The watchtower's just about to come up here as the house going to get taken out, and now Rapl can decide to take a little bit of a fight here as the house will go down. I'm sure that Rapl will just throw that back up, no real problems here, and he's going to get those dwarves back to work pretty quickly, I would say. But he can't really retreat away from here. He needs to defend this tower, and he does throw the house down. How many resources really left in the base here for Rapl, though? Just a handful of chicken, so he will have enough to advance here. He stopped production completely as he's trying his darnest to get up to the next age. Kvoth, on the other hand, throwing down farms. He's a long ways away from the heroic age himself, as Rapl going to be searching for a little bit of a fight over here. He does find some straggler units, going to be going after those ones. Gets a Iron Hear spawn. This is huge because now he can send that in to kind of tank the town center as the dwarves finishing up on this gold mine. They will have to pull back here as they do push in. We will see one dwarf kill. No, we see the Ulfsark getting picked off there as the dwarves will be making a break for the hometown center, and Bragi is now on the way as we see the Iron Hear going after this stray citizen here as the Herser looking for something to attack. The citizen going to be making a break for it back home after finishing off all of those Aurochs here. We do see the villagers now coming over onto this hunt yet again, so they do have the Aurochs here and a gold mine on this position, but we have an Oracle Scout just out of range here of this gold mine, about to get that range there, as we do see a Terma up over here. The dwarves coming over here as well. Rapl might need to return back home, but I think it would be better for him to just go straight for the jugular here and accept that he's going to be losing a whole bunch of villagers and try and deal the damage to his opponent here instead. So he's got an escape route over here behind this wall. Going to be going for that one. We will be seeing the units now all pushing in, as now we see the heroic age coming in. Rapl going straight in onto this town center. Flaming weapons. This is an 100% theory here from Rapl, as the villagers all making their way onto this Auroch over here. The town center will indeed go down, but will it be enough right now, as Rapl will only have 40 seconds left of this flaming weapons? There's not really a lot of point here for Kvoth to really fight here. He's going to be pulling back. There is only 271 gold left in that gold mine over here. So now Rapl has got the population advantage. He's getting himself copper mail as well here. He's got, well, actually, I tell you, like, Kvoth is getting copper mail here, but Rappel's now got himself effectively heavy infantry. So the heavy infantry going to be more than enough to deal with the Kvoth medium and miller here, as we will be seeing the watchtower getting taken out, and we will be seeing a temple over here going down as well. That's going to be the building hit points relic getting lost there, as a couple of Hersa are going to get taken down. Can't really be losing those too haphazardly here, because now flaming weapons is done for, as we see the dwarves kind of getting a little bit antsy here, getting taken down at this point, as we'll see Rapl trying to make a break for this gold mine up here. Smart move to be going for that one. We do have a frost giant that's popped out over here as well for Rapl. He's still going to be getting resources by fighting here, as these citizens are going to be moving back into this location. The big problem for Kvoth is he doesn't really have villages on farms. He's got a handful right now starting to be on those farms, but more buildings are going to be falling as the dwarves still try to fight over here, as Rapl trying to get onto this gold mine up on this location. I would assume that's where he wants to go. The town center now coming back up. We do have ourselves 12 Hersa over here to the Kvoth. Kind of crazy amounts of units here. We will see the town center getting put a stop to. The frost giant coming through, and the villagers still trying to get onto this gold mine. Where is he going? He's eating goats over here. We do see some farms coming up, not producing any villages here, as the citizen are going to be going down, as the frost giant also goes down. But every single time that Rapl is continuing to fight here is another chance for some more myth units to come in. We'll see how lucky he's going to be with these units. An absolutely chaotic game here, is the frost giant actually coming over here to help out. The dwarves still coming through. There is this Mermillo hero that's going to be getting a lot of damage done, but the frost giant will be able to help clean all this up, as the battle ball coming back in onto this town center. The Hersa almost all getting cleaned up over here, as Rapl has only got 57 population remaining. Town center on the way back up. These dwarves just come back over onto this gold mine. You don't need food anymore. Throw a market up and just throw everything onto gold is 100% the way to go here. But Kvoth somehow, some way, makes an incredible defense work here. Rappel's economy is 100% struggling, throwing down the market now, as he's got those dwarves back onto this gold mine. These dwarves over here trying to stay alive, as a handful of villagers do manage to take this location out, as the Hersa retreating back home. This gold mine about to get targeted down yet again. There is the frost giant over here, though. A handful of Hersa can come in and help out, and I mean, Rapl effectively needs to be fighting with these Hersa and not be losing them, but the units are just going to be piling in for Kvoth. Kvoth back up to 102 population, has himself his town center. 15 citizen does put him up at about 45 of those Norse villages-ish right now. So Kvoth in a fantastic position, as we will be seeing the medium Mermillo getting taken out here, but we've got ourselves, what, 5 Hersa and a frost giant. So a myth unit spawn here is going to be absolutely vital for Rapl. It has hasn't come just yet. More units are going to be pushing in here. We see a big shockwave in onto this position. The Hersa are falling. Still no myth units spawn here for Rapl though, as the units are just piling in. If he gets like a battle ball or a frost giant, I don't know if he's going to be able to hold here. The villagers all falling as Rapl's villager numbers plummeting down. 29 remaining. He does have this gold mine getting gathered, moving back into his home base now, sitting under the watchtowers. We'll see if Rapl can reorganize his economy a little bit. He's got himself, what, like 5, 6, 8 farms here? So, I mean, it's going to be a tough one. He has got himself this gold mine, though. So 6 villagers on the gold, still eating some goat over here. So it has some stuff, but now we see Kvoth spotting the gold gathering operation here of Rapl, as the army is going to be very gleefully moving in onto that position now to take these dwarves out. And that's going to be a very, very difficult time here for Rapl. Kvoth giving him just a little bit more time here, but the units moving in, and we'll start taking down those dwarves very, very nicely here. And in that moment, Rapl does have to tap out. GG. This is a incredibly, crazily close game here. Rapl complaining about the 0 hump, but I counted, what was it? 1,600 food in that second hunt patch, and there was a big amount of hunt in the starting hunt as well. But Rapl almost making this one work with that huge flaming weapons timing attack here on this town center. I think that what Rapl could have done was sneak villagers over here onto this gold, pull villagers back over here and chuck them onto wood, build a market, sell wood, build battle boar. That would have been the most, or just like go everything onto wood if he's worried about the gold mines, and just sell wood, build battle boar as another option. That's just something that like is an option. You can do this as Ra when you don't have any gold. It's completely fine. It's obviously not as good as gathering gold, but it was an option here for Rapl. But he was just so headstrong on staying on those gold mines, even though he had no units to defend them, that he wasn't able to continue producing units to keep the advantage up that he had. But a really nice defense here from Kvoth. Accepting the town center was going to fall. This is completely theory, and then just putting the raids on and just ignoring those Hersa as best as he could. Gets himself a copper mail, which allows his Murmillo to deal with the Hersa nicely. And now we've leveled the series 2-2. So the big question now is, what does Kvoth pick for game number 5? We knew he wanted to play Gaia. We knew he wanted to play Oranos. We don't know what that third god is going to be here. Rapl, on the other hand, he can play a lot of gods. Pick a different. We can go with Thor again. He could pick a Hades or a Poseidon. He could pick a Ra. Plenty of gods to pick from here for Rapl. We'll see what's going to happen. If you guys are enjoying these games, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTubes, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next game.